No, it didn't, Jimmy. Yeah. Woo!
Whoa. Kevin's got that.
And I haven't even had my coffee yet, everybody.
Dang,
First of all, we're going to have to do some shout-outs. We're going to send a big birthday shout-out to Janine.
Happy birthday.
Boom. Now, George, you said you had something
I
that you
fucked
wish
up.
to share with the other people that are viewing us.
First, I'd like to say congratulations to new married couple, Christopher and Meredith Postek. Now that I can actually say Meredith's last name, because her other last name shit was tough.
It was crazy.
S, a bunch of A's, a Y, a D, carried by a W.
Congratulations,
divided by 2.
Christopher and Meredith Postek.
And then what's the other one? Oh, shit. Boop, boopy doo.
By the way, have fun in San Diego and Hawaii.
Nick.
Oh, that's
Nick,
where they're going on the honeymoon?
Yeah, and my man Nick Batista quite often emails me. He's 11-0. He's a kickboxer. He's got an upcoming fight. We wish you the best of luck here at Uncut Sports Show. And if you ever need a sponsor, good luck.
We'll give you some shirts. Put it on your back. Walk to it.
Walkout T-shirt.
Yeah, walkout T-shirts.
Get with us.
Yeah.
And by the way, Sons of Anarchy don't look like it's going too well.
Yeah, but I still like it.
Yeah.
UFC 137. Okay, we're going to talk about the prelim fights because Tyson Griffin was...
That motherfucker got rocked.
You know,
shit, what happened, Shorty?
I was just going to ask you, Kevin, because
Yes.
I didn't see this fight. Tyson Griffin at one point in time was up and coming. I mean, do you think
he's on a skid?
Yeah, I mean, do you think he's sort of maybe
Like the
done
mark in
the
your
UFC?
band? Huh? I just...
Wow.
I mean, you know, I mean, all these guys are fucking incredible, and let me just, but he's been on a skid, man. He's been on a bad skid lately.
Did he
and
look outclassed?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Next fight.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I mean, hopefully he can pull it together, but
He's fired. Shut up.
Okay, there you go.
Dennis Siver had the unfortunate pleasure of fighting one against one of my favorite fighters right now, and that's Donald the Cowboy Cerrone.
He's awesome.
Yes.
Donald Cerrone is awesome. I mean,
that dude's a $155, an ass whooping.
he crushed the German troll.
Right.
Seaver was
As our boy
stumbling
Dave
around the
Gross
ring
said.
most of the
That
time.
didn't come from me.
And usually you don't
Dennis
see
Siver.
Seaver in that state. Normally Seaver takes a good punch, gives a good punch, but ouch.
Yeah, he got. I mean, Donald Cerrone, he basically dominated that fight. He was on him from the moment the fight started, finished it off, and then he got him with a rear naked choke.
Now, here's my question to you two young fine gentlemen.
Sure.
With Donald Cerrone, before this fight, being ranked by some people at 11th in the 155 class.
Man, what the fuck?
I'd love to see.
That's some bullshit, man.
I'd love to see him fight the 10 guys in front of him because I don't think he's 11th. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
I don't think. He's
Well, I mean, Clay Guida is getting ready to fight.
what's he ranked?
Clay, according to what I'm looking at, Clay's 7th. He's getting ready to fight. Is it Ben Henderson? Is that who he's fighting next?
Yeah.
All right, so he's fighting Ben Henderson. I say Cerrone should fight either one of those, winner or loser. I don't care.
I mean, the lightweight division is so crazy right now. I mean, and we've touched on it a couple times before, but it is so crazy when you look at Donald Cerrone is ranked like outside of the top 10 or ranked right at 10. I mean, in the 10th spot. And it's like, okay, who does he fight? You got Ben Henderson fighting Clay Guida, and then you still got Melendez sitting outside. He's fighting another guy, Masvidal. I don't know. Somebody will make sure they'll send it to my
Then you
inbox
got
and say,
Jim Miller.
"Stupid
Jim Miller's
Miller."
got a motor who doesn't stop. You
Jim
got
Miller.
Anthony Pettis. You got Eddie Alvarez. You got Gray Maynard and Frankie Edgar. I mean, it's just, it's a stacked weight class.
It's ridiculous. I mean, you know what's funny? If you put any of the guys against any of those guys, it's a good fight.
You know who I'd like to see out of the names that George just mentioned? I'd like to see Donald Cerrone fight Gray Maynard.
That could be a good fight.
Why not?
I mean, why not?
I
think any of them you see, if fight each other, any of them would be good. Donald Cerrone fight, like you said, the loser of Henderson versus Guida. It would be a good fight.
Right, or even the winner.
I mean, he definitely needs top-level competition next
He does.
It's obvious he dispatched Seaver like, he needs better competition.
And I think why we're saying that is because we have an up-and-comer that we're going to talk about here in about, 1, 2, 3, 4 fights.
Right.
That was a co-main event.
Yeah.
And this was a chance for one of the fighters tonight to actually step up
excuse
and
me.
show, fight a named fighter.
Right.
And prove why he should be, quote-unquote, an up-and-coming guy. What was Mitrione? Mitrione was 5-0 coming into this?
Well, I'm going to get a lot of shit about that fight because I was really high on Mitrione.
No, I was high on him too, but this was his shot.
Yeah.
Just like Cerrone. Cerrone's going to be in the same situation next time.
Bad weed.
Anyway, let's get on with the rest of this card. And let's be honest. For me, this card
Hatsu Hioki
was quite disappointing.
It was disappointing, but it was decent fights. I mean, but it wasn't okay. I'll shut the fuck up. No, it wasn't. It was not.
You want to know how I know it wasn't a decent card? Because we spent more time talking about the wonderful whites of West Virginia, Jimmy's mom, and anything else. Actually, no, we weren't talking about Jimmy's mom.
We were talking about the wonderful whites of West Virginia, though.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about smoking aces.
We talked about owling.
I mean, yeah.
We talked about Smoking Aces. Have you guys ever seen the scene in Smoking Aces where the little kid is all fucking amped up on Ritalin and he comes in there and fucking starts doing the karate and the motherfucker on the bathtub? If you have not seen that, just fucking go out and rent Smoking Aces right now and look just for that scene because it's worth it.
And while you're on Netflix looking for that and you got a little extra time, just type in Wonderful Whites and then you can thank me later. And as a wise woman says in the movie, Mousy gonna get some dick tonight.
Mousy gonna get some dick tonight.
Y'all need to see it. Anyway, let's get back to 137.
Scott Jorgensen.
What about George Roop?
George Roop, he lost the split to Hioki. I mean, he got out. He didn't get outclassed. It was a very close fight. It could have went either way, but yeah, it wasn't the most entertaining fight. I'm sure somebody out there in fucking MMA enthusiast land will say, "You guys don't know what the fuck you talking about, man. That's a classic stand-up battle, man. What the fuck was you motherfuckers sleeping on?"
I was sleeping on Kevin's love seat while this fight was going on.
He was.
And now, on to my man Scott Spot Jorgensen versus Jeff Curran.
Yes.
Scott Jorgensen coming into this and the bantamweight, the new bantamweight, the fun weight class, is ranked 6th. That's interesting because, I mean, I remember him in the WEC. I didn't think he was ranked all that high. No. I think Scott Jorgensen should fight Miguel Torres next. That's just me. Because Torres has not looked super impressive in the UFC, and if Miguel Torres can beat Jorgensen, he can get back on track.
Yeah,
because Bowles is getting ready to
Jorgensen
fight
looks
favorite.
very impressive.
Yeah, I mean,
what has he won? 6 of his last 7?
Yeah, he's nasty.
Yeah, he's looking nasty. Now, going on to a fight that I was really anxious to see was Cro Cop versus Big Country.
Fat.
Yeah,
fatted that.
But he looked a lot different.
Oh yeah.
Today.
And he showed his trademark chin, and I mean he was still breathing really hard when he was trying to interview with Rogan.
Yeah, but I mean it was impressive because he came in at 252, and usually he cuts to get to 265. Yeah. He was a much slimmer Roy Nelson.
And we're talking about Roy Nelson versus Cro Cop.
His intro music.
Yeah,
he did.
Yes, he did.
He came out to some Bruce Springsteen shit. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Cro Cop looked good in the end of the first round.
Yeah, he looked.
I thought Cro Cop actually looked good throughout the fight. I mean, he just lost the fight, but I thought he looked good.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you what. At the end of the fight, it looked like Cro Cop got in a fight with a box cutter.
Yeah.
His face had all kinds of cuts.
He got him in that crucifix, and that was nasty. And the way he did that when he fought Kimbo Slice, he just gets you, and Roy Nelson when he's
crafty.
He is so crafty.
Veteran.
He's crafty standing up. He's crafty on the ground. He's such a good. I mean, he gets that weight and he leans on you and stuff, and you're like once he takes you to the ground, it's hard to beat that fucking guy. Anyway,
now
he was much improved.
On to what I would consider the most disappointing performance of the entire night.
Right.
Matt Mitrione looked like poop. And this is what I was getting at.
And this was the thing. Go ahead.
This is what I was saying. Here's a guy, an up and coming, as Kevin likes to throw around. 4-0, 5-0. Here now you've been put into
up and coming.
Now you get put in with a fighter, and you have an opportunity to prove your status at the weight class, and he looked terrible. Matt Mitrione looked terrible, and I'm the only one taking this job serious tonight, so this is bad.
All right,
because I'm normally the jackass. Right. I got to deal with these two monkeys.
Right. Okay, but seriously.
Anyway, Matt Mitrione did not look good. He cut the ring off. He did everything he did but throw punches.
He wasn't throwing. I just don't understand it. I mean, he had him in like George said, he cut off the ring. He had him lined up. And it's like he was scared
to pull the trigger. Yeah. And you know what? And maybe it was because he was just scared to pull the trigger, or maybe he was scared to pull the trigger because he saw what Czech Congo did a few weeks back to Pat Barry, and he's like, okay, maybe I'll get myself in this predicament. But whatever the case was, he had him. He cut off the ring. He had distance. He had measured him up. I didn't know why he didn't attack him.
And can somebody please explain to me how one judge had that 30-27? Because let me tell you, 2 of the categories that you get ranked on are aggressiveness and ring control. And I'm going to tell you what, if Matt Mitrione didn't have ring control and aggressiveness in the first round.
Oh, snaps. Motherfucker, did you just fart?
Nah.
Stop lying, man.
I didn't. I'll use one out here in a minute.
You ain't shit.
Just like Matt Mitrione.
But no, I think Matt Mitrione had a little bit too much respect for Czech Congo because, I mean, while he did knock out Pat Barry, to me, that was a lucky shot.
Don't lie.
I didn't.
Huh? You wish that, Jimmy?
Versus Pat Barry, yes, it was a lucky shot.
Yeah.
Because if you all
too
go,
much respect for
yeah,
Congo.
because if you all go watch that tape when Czech Congo's doing the moonwalk, like he did most of that damn match.
Oh yeah, he did. Yeah.
His foot slid and got caught, and that was the only thing that kept him falling in the Barry match.
Yeah.
So I just, dude, I've never seen anyone backpedal like that.
I don't know why. I really think that if Mitrione, just
pulled the trigger.
If he pulled the trigger, and he was
over.
aggressive about it, I think the fight could have gone the other way.
There was a couple times when he hit Congo with a couple shots, but then he would
back off.
He would back off, or he would not throw that.
Congo kind of turned his chin. One time he hit him, and Congo kind of turned his chin. Now, he had his hand down, and I know maybe Mitrione was thinking, okay, is he luring me into coming towards, and he's going to throw that right? I don't know what was going on in his head.
Just my opinion. I don't think that he was even luring Pat Barry in. Like George said,
that's giving Congo
he just
too
got
much credit.
Supported
Right.
by the cage and was able to come back and hit him, and he just happened to hit him in a spot where it put him down.
Right.
To me, that was not the old, a rope-a-dope.
Right. Yeah.
I give Congo no credit for anything he does because he's an ass, and he's an ass every time you interview him. And I'm glad they didn't even interview him after that fight.
Why
that fight
is he
was
an
right.
ass?
Why is he an ass? Why is he?
Yeah,
Why? Playoffs?
Yeah. Here's why he's an ass. Okay. In the fight versus Pat Barry, and yes, I'm heavily on the Pat Barry thing. He sat there and had the motherfucking audacity to stand in that ring. And when Joe Rogan said, Joe Rogan asked him, were you ever in trouble? He looked at that motherfucker. I said, I was never in trouble in that fight.
Maybe because he was still delirious from getting those rights and lefts upside his head.
He didn't remember he was in trouble.
Right.
So
no, I don't give a damn what no.
Yeah. Well, let's move on to honestly. See, this is the thing, man.
This hurt.
These
By
two
the way,
fucking guys.
Cro Cop retired tonight.
Cro Cop retired tonight.
Career.
And it sounds like this guy did too.
B.J. Penn versus Nick Diaz, who it's a fight that people want to see for a long time.
Congratulations to B.J. Penn and your new daughter.
Yeah, and the thing is that the thing that was going to make this fight so exciting is these are two guys that want to fight. These are two guys we always sit back and talk about. You have certain fighters, in my opinion, that are just born to fight, and I know any MMA fighter out there will know. Some of you guys go in the rings and you guys are skilled, you're great fighters, and you think, you know what? The ref can save me. It's still a controlled event. And then there's some motherfuckers that you see that will just brawl with you in the bar. They will fight you under any circumstances. Then they're just born to fight.
And if you guys want a perfect example of this, you can watch B.J. Penn throughout this fight. He's getting peppered. He never turns his head. He doesn't turn his shoulders. He's not shying away. Diaz did the same thing. And if you want to watch a guy who doesn't like to fight, in my opinion, you have to look no further than Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, because once he was attacked, he just kind of turned his head
if you're turning your back to your opponent while standing, you should probably find a new profession.
Right. These guys, I mean, Nick Diaz got the unanimous decision because he just established his distance and he started really working B.J. Penn. And B.J. Penn, the conditioning between these two guys, that's the one part where it's lopsided. They're both great on the ground. They're both great on standing up.
B.J. looked phenomenal in round one.
He did.
Diaz would stick him. And B.J. was like, all right, next time he throws, I got to get inside. And he would duck and come inside. And then the wheels fell off in the second round.
Yes,
it's just that volume of punches from Nick Diaz. I mean,
he's like Pacquiao.
Constantly punching.
He's
like
constantly
Manny
punching.
Pacquiao.
And the other thing about Nick Diaz is one of his strengths is he's got a good chin. Like, you've got to hit him a lot to rock him. He can get tagged. Yeah, because Penn landed some solid uppercuts, some nice hooks. And you know what? He was like, boom, boom. It stopped him from moving forward, but then he was still able to establish that jab and then start hitting him with those fucking long fucking body shots, man. That shit hurts. Yeah. Body shots sometimes hurt worse than getting cracked upside your fucking head, man. He was getting hit with some serious ones.
To me, in this fight, it was just B.J. Penn, just tremendous heart.
Yeah.
Truly.
That's a fighter.
It was the heart of a champion. He just kept fighting. He knew
Jimmy, don't you want to say exactly? Look, now that
those were two gladiators.
Jimmy says, he goes, those two guys fought like gladiators.
Yes.
And George just went,
Yeah, these guys both looked at me as if, I was crazy. But honestly, that's what it reminded me of.
It was some 300
Reminded
type
you.
shit.
Come on, man.
All they needed to do was airbrush their abs. I'm telling you, man. That shit was like 300.
Pause, motherfucker. Damn. You ever seen some gladiators fight in real life?
I've seen one.
You're old, but you are not that old.
I have seen one of the greatest movies ever, and that's Gladiator. And there were great fights in there.
Which Gladiator? Oh, the one with
I like the boxing. I like the boxing one better.
Huh?
There's a boxing movie called Gladiator.
I remember that. Yeah, I know we're getting off script. Because
that's how bad the card was. Like, to be honest, I don't even want to be here right now.
But the final fight, the main event, Diaz versus Penn,
great fight.
You know what? To me, that made it worth the money and more. Yeah. I mean, because that was the best fight I had seen in a while. Because the Edgar Maynard fight was also good. We just saw that. But those two guys just kept standing in the middle of the ring and just banging it out.
And let me tell you right now, I'm a little, me personally, and this might sound hard for y'all to believe, I'm a little disappointed in GSP. GSP was there, front row. Mm-hmm. Most of the time you see, somebody comes up to the ring, inside the ring, and has a chance to get on the microphone, and GSP literally turned to the camera and went, ooh. Now, I'm not saying you're scared or not, and I understand that you're trying to be the bigger man.
He's not going up in the ring with Diaz. Diaz crazy shit.
But here's the opportunity. You had a chance to voice it. You had a chance to get on the microphone and say something for once. And instead, all he's ever said about Diaz is, I'm more worried about Condit. And then he looked in at the damn camera and said, bring it on. Oh, now you want to fight Diaz?
He's not. This is the thing. I can't see. I mean, and you know what? I love controversy and shit that gets fucking edgy like this. That's why the Diaz brothers entertain me.
And I think they had a leash on Diaz.
Yeah. They're probably saying, look, chill out. But, I mean, if GSP goes up into that ring, it's ugly. Well, in my opinion, it's not going to be good.
The other thing is...
Do you think it is?
Well, I think that there are guys that would have.
I mean, what do you think, Jimmy?
To me... GSP is not going to go into that type of situation. He's not going to.
But he's done it before. He's done it before. He has done it before. He has walked into the ring to stand in front of his opponent, an upcoming opponent. He's done it before. He stood in the ring and done it before.
But never really talked shit.
He doesn't need to talk shit. But this was his chance to speak his piece.
I think that was also probably at the direction of the UFC officials, and what Kevin said, I don't think in this situation they wanted him anywhere near the ring
because they think it probably would escalate into some fucked up shit.
You know what would have been funny as shit?
I just want to see
Nick Diaz 2-piece bam, and he was laying on the mat going, "Viva France! Bring the dog! Where am I?" Dude, I'd have been howling.
I swear to God, man.
Oh my God,
that happened, man.
If GSP walked in and Diaz was like, "Sup, dog? You ain't want to fight now, huh?"
I would be screaming. I mean, you know what's funny?
That motherfucker's chin is made of a chandelier. GSP would have been like, so good.
We were just like this. Please, something fucked up happened because that's just funny.
Yes.
I mean, I know all you people out there. When the fight's over, and it's somebody who's always controversial, and they call him into the ring.
What's the
first? You're just
before the decision.
Salivating.
Before the decision was even called, who won the fight? What did I say?
Huh?
What did I say? I said I hope Diaz says something fucked up to GSP. And it's sure, and he had his opportunity. And the unfortunate part is they called him sort of on mic, but not with a mic in front of him.
Yeah.
So like Jimmy alluded to, I think Dana stepped in like, if you want a title shot, you need to back off.
Well, as soon as the fight's over, he's like, "What's up, George? What's up, George?" He was screaming at shit.
But not like you heard. Call out that motherfucker, George. That's what one dude said in his corner. Now, I mean, it's easy.
I want to see that fight, man. I want to see GSP versus Diaz because. Yeah, I think it's a good matchup. I think GSP will take him down at will. I think he's going to be able to do that, but I think that he can also get himself into trouble. He might have to let him back up, and if he starts getting peppered, or if he starts letting Diaz's shit talk and get in his head, it could change the tide of that fight. Yeah, he's pretty headstrong. Now, we got to – go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, I agree. I think it'll be a good fight, but I truly believe that Condit is a tougher matchup for him.
I think a lot of people think that.
To me, if he's going to lose a fight, the GSP we're talking about, it's going to be to Condit.
You think so?
Not to Diaz.
Yeah, I mean, we sit there and say that, but
I don't think he'll lose. But I'm just saying if he would lose.
Yeah, we're all saying if GSP loses. I mean, that's how good the motherfucker is.
It's a big if, and you know what? I think GSP is going to beat Condit, and I really hope after that, maybe July, August, July 4th.
That would be the next match. If he beats Condit, it's definitely going to be Nick
but here's
Diaz.
the thing: what month are we in now?
We're not even November.
So you're going to tell me Diaz doesn't fight again until next July?
Diaz will fight. This is how it works. If GSP beats Condit, then Diaz and GSP will fight probably in February. They'll probably
July.
No.
GSP's not coming back till February.
Yeah, that
Because
would
my
probably
knee.
be like May or June.
Oh yeah, because
And
GSP has to fight
GSP,
Condit
yeah.
before he even comes back on.
But here's the
I
thing.
forgot about that.
As much as Diaz likes to fight, I would think that he personally would want to fight, but honestly, he may have, if he wants that title shot, he may just have to wait.
Dude, I'd love that. You know what?
I tell you what, man, I don't know.
Koscheck? I'd like to see him fight Koscheck. I'm talking about Diaz. Let Diaz fight Koscheck. Let Diaz fight Jon Fitch. When's the next time Jon Fitch is fighting?
Could fight Jon Fitch.
You can't tell me the only people Jon Fitch fights is GSP. Jon Fitch has got to be due for a fight. Maybe I've overlooked something. I haven't done my homework. Let me know. Who's
know.
Jon
He
Fitch
hasn't
fighting?
fought for a while.
Right. Is he hurt?
Yeah. No, he's not hurt.
So, in other words,
He's making movies.
ladies-
John Malkovich has a busy schedule. I'm just telling you guys that. Stop laughing.
who out there would you guys like to see Nick Diaz fight next in preparation to fight GSP? Because let's face it, like we just deduced for all of y'all, GSP, after he beats Condit, won't be fighting again until probably
I would like to see Nick Diaz
July,
fight that
August.
Karate Kid in the movie Smoking Aces. Because I don't think nobody can fuck with that kid. With the fucking fucked up
one-eyed
glasses.
motherfucker?
One eye with the glasses and shit going.
All right.
Okay, let's
next,
move it on.
Next Saturday is UFC 138.
Right.
It's being held across the pond, so people like Joker Josh and all the rest of you Bisbing fans
What's up, Joker
will be
Josh?
thrilled.
Be up till
Right.
4 in the morning.
Yeah.
It's being held at the LG Arena. Now, what does that mean to us folks here in the States? We get to watch that shit on Spike TV on a tape delay.
On
Yeah.
our LG TVs.
So do me a favor, Josh. Do not tweet a damn thing about UFC 138. Not
Josh,
to
you're going
us.
to blow that shit up. You know you're going to tweet. Anyway, this is the thing.
There's some. I don't want to say no names, but there's a guy on the card that I'm interested
Great
in.
card over there.
You got Brad Pickett on the co-main event, and
Right.
Brad Pickett right now is in the bantamweights, and he is currently ranked 8th.
Right.
If Brad Pickett wins that, I think that puts him right in the thick of the
Yeah,
bantamweights.
I agree with that.
Because look, to be honest, Kevin and I are not that familiar with the bantamweight class.
And we're not, and not just the Brad Pickett and the bantamweight. So we're not familiar with a lot of people on this card. I mean, you know, okay, I'm not going to sit there and fucking lie to you. Okay, I mean we are.
A moment of truth.
You know what I'm saying? You know what? There's going to be somebody else. You guys just like fuck that. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that shit. I mean, we got to do football. Basketball, well,
don't
maybe
care.
not this year.
They don't
but
care.
They don't care, okay?
And to be honest,
Kevin,
we
they don't
should-
give a fuck how
What?
hard your life
and
is.
let's
Jesus
let's
Christ,
be
come on.
honest.
Sorry, guys.
We here at the Uncut Sports Show should have done a better by you by covering UFC 138 better. But let's be honest.
Fuck that card.
Did anyone even see an advertisement during 137?
No,
Or
they're
138?
not
sucks,
doing
'cause
anything.
All they were promoting was 139.
They're,
Yeah,
they're skipping
bomb
right
card.
over. They're not even paying attention to
No, let me
138.
tell you what I thought the next fight was in UFC. The Fox fight.
So guess what, Dana? Why don't you throw us a fat check because we're going to do the promotion for you. This is our UFC 138 promotion.
Okay.
Oh no, just okay. We're done. No.
Anyway, Thiago Alves is on the card.
Right.
He's fighting versus.
He's fighting your Poppy. What? He's fighting Papi Abidi. Papi Abidi.
Where they find
Papi
that guy?
Abidi.
Where'd they find him?
I have never. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, I've never heard of him, and that's because some of these fighters I haven't heard of.
doing work down
And somebody's going to. I know it. Somebody on the comment board is going to be like, Kevin, this guy's.
He's
fucking
undefeated. He's 8-0.
Great. He's a no.
Papi Abidi is
Okay, how many
8-0.
fights has he had in the UFC?
Papi Abidi is 8-0.
many
Not
fights
in the
has he-
UFC.
Right. See, that's the thing. That's why I haven't heard of him. And see, I don't know these guys because I don't watch shark fights in Bellator.
No, see, this is better. He's
or
fought.
all dolphin fights or guppy fights.
He's fought in Superior Challenge 6, Hell Cage
Shit, I
5.
saw that. That was behind Walmart.
Did you just
Bushido.
say Superior Challenge 6?
Bushido.
What the fuck is that? What the?
That's the
Is that
shit
a
on-
fucking real federation?
Shit, that's
You
the-
gotta be
Let me
shitting
tell you,
me.
that's where the guys pull up with their cars.
Right.
They got the lights.
No,
and they
he-
fight in under headlights.
He fought in Norfolk. I don't know where. Yeah, he's fought in Sweden.
Sweden.
Sweden. He's Swedish.
Sweden? Where the fuck is that?
That would be Sweden. George is actually trying to make a new country now.
Yeah.
Anyway, like I said, and a lot of you people out there will probably agree with us and say you haven't heard a lot of people on this card. We have heard of Thiago Alves. He'll be fighting
Brad Pickett. Thiago Alves.
Paul
Put it
Taylor.
this is a chance for these guys to get known. Is to
Yeah.
put their names up there. But I mean, as you see, there's not anyone that middleweight's the biggest weight. There's no light heavies and there's no heavies on the main card.
Right.
before you guys go. Did you
I'm
look at
looking
the
at it.
prelim?
The prelims are stuff. I mean, I remember Chris Cope because he was just in the house.
I remember Rob Broughton.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's not a lot. But the thing is, and what we want to talk about is obviously
Chris
the main
Lieben
event between Chris Lieben and Mark Munoz.
This is what I would consider a trap fight. And what I mean by a trap fight is Mark Munoz needs to win this fight to catapult himself in the middleweight class.
He really does.
The problem is Chris Lieben will knock you out.
And he will keep coming forward. He doesn't give a fuck.
Right.
He's the kind of guy that you're just saying, okay, if I make one mistake, I could be snoring.
Ask Vanderlei.
Yeah, and you know what? And Chris,
I don't think they've woken him up.
No, seriously. Seriously, ask Vanderlei Silva because
I could ask a lot of people. Vanderlei's only won 2 fights in the UFC.
I'm telling you,
Chael Sonnen called me up and told me.
The guy with the earpiece, man.
Dude, Vanderlei Silva hit Chris Lieben, and Chris Lieben went, okay, and came forward and knocked Vanderlei out.
Yeah.
So Mark Munoz he's going to have his hands full. Because let's face it, if Mark Munoz loses his fight, it hurts him. Right. It hurts him bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it does. What has he been in his last few fights? Let us check this real quick.
Kevin's going to check it because I've already moved over to ESPN and I have an update for the USC Stanford game.
Okay, yeah. The last person he lost to was Yushin Okami. So he lost to him back in 2010.
So here you go.
But he's beat Aaron Simpson, CB Dollaway, and Damian Maia.
Somebody signed me up to do fight promotions and fight scheduling because if Mark Munoz wins this, give him a rematch against Okami. If he beats Okami, let him fight Anderson.
Yeah. Matt Hamill got him too. KO'd him. Matt Hamill.
Huh? What?
Hamill.
Yes, I know it now. You're talking about now.
Has he been hearing
Matt Hamill is retiring, and actually, now I'm gonna stop because he has got he's got an MMA video out about his life, and it's a documentary, and it is supposed to be excellent.
Oh, really?
And it's called The Hammer. Yeah.
Overcoming the odds.
Yeah.
Really?
Because when you're born in the millennium like I am, and hard, people want to hold you back at times. And what this movie is about is my life and how you don't have to perceive me as that.
And right now, folks, we have
I can't believe I
the
heard
Hammer in the studio.
That's a damn good impression.
That was
That's
pretty
good.
I think the Hammer was here.
You're gonna get ripped, guys.
Get
feel
ripped
free
for
to.
what? That's an impression. If I make
Matt
fun of
Hamill
Emmett
is-
Smith or
let me tell
anyone
you
else,
something.
y'all wouldn't have no problem. But he's deaf.
know.
Ooh,
Funny
can't
is
talk
funny.
about him. Angling, I
Don't
can't.
forget-
The best
funny
part
is
when
funny.
you talk, he can't hear you anyway.
But he's
That's
very
different.
stop.
But
He's
I'm gonna
very
tell you
good at
what,
reading lips.
Matt Hamill is. It is nasty. I'd like to see that documentary. To be honest, I mean,
No,
all
yeah.
jokes aside,
No,
I mean, we make
we
fun of
give
it, but
him a
it's
hard time, but he's a
but
hell
it
of a
is
fighter.
fucking very impressive. The shit the guy. I
Because
mean,
think about it. Think about he's in the ring, and
Right.
all those things you hear during a match, he can't.
Can't hear shit.
He's got to
Right.
like turn, and now you lose sight of the fighter, and then he doesn't get to make in-round adjustments.
Right, you know what I'm
He's
saying?
had to make all of his adjustments in between rounds.
Yeah.
So, dude,
or
what you,
something right? If somebody's calling, like when he is not making visual contact or can't read lips, and I mean, as fucked up as that may sound, his corner can't communicate with him.
Right.
I mean, it's fucked up. I mean, that's a huge disadvantage.
Yep.
And stuff. He's
Well,
that's
even,
impressive
even
as
in
shit.
between rounds, when he comes over to his corner, it's not like you can have your head down or whatever, and you're listening to what's being said. He's literally taking effort to read lips or read sign language. It takes a little bit away.
Why trying to catch his fucking breath?
yeah,
What's the shit called?
sign language.
The documentary.
No, the
Oh,
Hammer.
the Hammer. It's
The
his
Hammer.
nickname. Yeah,
The Hammer.
Yeah, it
Oh,
did
cool.
well. And
Check that
Anderson,
out, guys.
and the other big documentary that's out that's making a lot of noise is Anderson Silva,
Right.
and it's a documentary leading up to that fight versus Chael.
Right.
Well, if
So
Steven
I-
Seagal's in it. I'll check it out.
So, and it's called Water.
Really? It's
Yeah.
So it's basically up to the point where he fought Chael Sonnen?
Yep, it goes through that fight, and it
Right.
just after that fight it stops. But it's supposed to be really good. I'd be interested in seeing it.
Yeah.
So now,
Cool.
on to non-UFC news.
Yes.
News.
Big game this weekend in college football. Pitted USC versus Stanford. Anyone want to guess who won?
We didn't know. It was,
I know.
I would guess
The
it was
Trojans were up. Last thing, who won it?
USC.
Stanford in triple overtime, 56-48.
Wow.
Andrew Luck, I'm sure, put up some sick numbers.
We should have
Yeah.
watched that instead of UFC 137.
Yeah.
At least the
UFC
first
won.
part
Now,
of the
one other
fight.
question: who won the Clemson Georgia Tech game? Did Georgia Tech
Wow.
end up holding on?
Ding, 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 ding. Georgia Tech
Ice,
beat the
ice.
fuck out of Clemson 31-17.
I'm sorry, Alex Eiley.
I'm not.
But
damn you and
Clemson
your
is that.
badass team, rotten bastards.
does anybody want to tell me the Nebraska
Nebraska?
corner? Oh no, shit. 24-3. Thank you. Take it, Spartans. Stick it up your ass.
Is there anything else we're missing in sports? Anything else coming up?
Women's MMA.
What about silk bags? People getting those?
Yeah,
People are getting their
how's the
sex back?
Executioner like his, I wonder. I saw his
Executioner.
video.
He loved
It
the
was
Ultra
great.
XL, and he's loving
Go
it.
to Uncut Gear. If y'all, I'm sure no one's even watching at this point, but if you are, Yeah, go to Uncut Gear and look at something. And you know what? How come no one else has sent us any pictures?
Yeah, stop
Who bought
slacking.
the flip-flops?
Oh, there's some
I
girl in
don't
Missouri,
believe it.
man.
No, she's
Some
not
girl in
real.
Missouri.
I don't believe it.
She's fake. She's
Yeah.
fallacy. Big Menard imagination. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Bye-bye now.
Peace.
We're out.